TC Spiritual Shepherd. Welcome back to the Spiritual Shepherd YouTube channel. This is a continuation from the God universally expresses himself through nature video. This is numerology, that nothing goes beyond 9. So now let's count, y'all. Okay, so you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But that 10 is 1 and a 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, 11 is 2. Okay, 12 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. This is numerology. This is the power of numerology. So when you see a 333, it's a 9. When you see a 777, 7 plus 7 is 14, which is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. That's a 3. And you can literally just keep going to it's really like the least common multiple. I'm pretty sure that's the same mathematical equation. And this is all expressing in nature. So if you look at a tomato, it is a pentagram. It's a star. It's 5. It's known as the 5. If you look at the Star of David, or if you look at the Merkaba field, it is a 6-pointed star. That's 6. If you look at a septagram or a septastar, it is a 7. Okay, an octagon, it's 8. If you looked at an octahedron, it's 8. If you look at a stop sign, it's 8. If you look at the 9 realms, so like the 9 realms, that's 9. Okay, and then as you start to see what 10 is, 11 or 12, you might see differentiations between numbers, but they will all add up to 1 through 9. 100%. The greatest number is 9. This is also expressed through 9 ether beings. I did a video on this on TikTok, which I will link below. Go check that video out, as well as how 9, which is related to the black woman, which is ultimately with divine conception or immaculate conception, which is accurate, immaculate, which is ultimately what Kabaka pyramid talks about. Okay, accurate, meaning that everything is, it's perfect accuracy. Immaculate, meaning it's perfect, but it's also immaculate conception. I was born in immaculate conception, which is also 9 ether beings, which is ultimately the 9 ether of the hair, which is also cordage to absorbing. There's oils in that 9 ether that is absorbing soul or solarness or solar, which is we are solar panels. We are solar panels. We are absolute solar panels. The first solar panel is you. It's not just the one up there on the roof. It's you. You are the solar panel. Your eyes absorb melanin. Your skin absorbs melanin and creates melanin. That's why you get darker, or that's why you get even darker. Same with your hair. Your hair, it holds oils. So if you don't comb it, it will turn into a lock. Or if you braid it, and keep it braided, it will still lock up. And these locks are represented as holding oils. And the more dense the oil is, remember, we understand that oil is electroconductive, meaning what? Conduction of electricity. Conducting electricity. It's an electroconductor. And so ultimately, you are actually building energy. You're conducting more and more energy. You're producing more and more energy, which is why I tell my brothers and sisters to always lock your hair. To always lock your hair. I think, all right, this is, the Rastafarians overstand this. The Rastafarians overstand this, that if a quarter of the entire society would be locked, like literally were to have locks, the entire vibration of the planet would raise. If it were to be 50%, it would raise double that. Okay, if everyone were to be locked, it would be completely different. And this is natural. This is natural. If people were to start growing their hair out, I would say that the planet of the rays would vibrationally raise 15%. If we didn't participate in Rome, where we cut our edges and we trim our beards and stuff, the vibrational resonance, because we'd absorb more soul here on earth through us. And I know not everyone's going to agree with this. That's fine by me. I don't mind. Okay. Do not do not stop the person from doing it when you don't do it. There's another quote. It's even better. It's like, don't hate on the person. Don't say it can't be done. Don't say it cannot be done, or don't say you cannot do that when somebody is physically actually doing it. And there are plenty of people doing this. So that is the main portion. Okay. So with 9 ether, there's 8 as well as, so like octahedrons. 8 is seen as a sign of abundance. So let's go through 1 through 9. Okay, so God mentions things good, 1 through 7. On number 8, which is gold. And biblically, the next time that God said something was good was gold. Okay, it was prosperity, it was abundance. Gold represents prosperity, abundance. It represents provision, it represents providing, it represents even protection, because gold is it doesn't, the difference between copper, silver, and gold is that the other ones are corruptible. They are, so gold is incorruptible, meaning that it will not, incorrosible. There's no corrosion that can happen to it. Okay, there's no coercion that can happen. I'm just playing with the etymology, which we'll do a video on that one next. Okay, so etymology is the words that create, and that's why we can create specific types of words like chemical, okay, or alchemical, or solar. All of this stuff is actually representing the original blueprint of nature of how it's supposed to be. Us as human beings, we've tried to overwrite different matrix ones and zeros over the original blueprint. Like, no, I want to eat Skittles. We'll put that program in. No, I want to eat this. I'll put that in. No, I want to eat this. I'll put that in. No, I want to eat this. I'll put that in. No, I want to do this. I'll put that in. Even though that these are the parameters of what we're supposed to do. No, I want to trim my hair. See, you get what I'm saying? Like, there are certain parameters. Like, if you're not supposed to grow your hair out, then why does it keep growing even every time you cut it? Like, this is a great contemplative question. It's a very easy question. Why are we supposed to cut our hair if it just continuously gets longer? Because we're meant to keep growing our hair. Okay, that's why you look at the Rastafarians like Damian Marley, like Kabaka Pyramid, you know, like plenty of other people. Joss Sun, you know, all these different types of artists, which are all saying the same exact thing. Okay, they're all saying it's inside of us and that we have access to it and that we have to ultimately just unlock the doors with the keys that we have already been given. Ooh, let me say it again, that the keys that we've already been given, that we already have on our person right now. We already have the keys, just make sure you choose to unlock the doors. Okay, you have to ask the right questions, you have to say the right statements. You have to say the right affirmations, declarations, and suggestions to lead towards that door. So multiple doors beyond that door could be opened. Okay. Now let's also speak to that. One is originality. It's individuality. It's creation. Also, I'll put this song up, Mathematics. I'll put that below. Okay. I'll put that song below. It's by Joss Sun, which is Mathematics. And it goes, 1, that's a singular. That's a singular. It evolves from seed to start. So that is ultimately the seed of everything. So 0, I guess, would be the seed. You plant the seed and then it starts up. And that's, you plant the seed, it looks like a 0. Okay. And then the first root that goes up looks like a 1. Okay. And then as it starts to branch off, what 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's exactly what I was saying is it's the same thing with trees. It's the same thing with the sacred patterns of the flower of life. Everything is interconnected. So that's why it's also be very compassionate about everything around you and be very empathetic to everything around you, that nature, that if you're a little bit off, if you're turned off, if you turned off your emotions, if you turned off your mind, if you turned off to be more unconscious, I would say that be patient and be persistent to choose consciousness, to choose to be more sustainable, which is something that I've realized, like at work, sometimes I don't want to grab plastic things. I'll be like, oh, I'll fill it in this. I know that this might not be actually what I'm supposed to do to fill it in this, but it's also not bad to do. So I'll put it in glass, which can just be cleaned, and I won't have to waste an easy plastic cup. It saves, it preserves. And I know that obviously even if it's happening around me, that is producing a specific vibrational frequency for me to up level, for me to upheaval. It's also, cultivating on a specific type of wavelength, that you buy less plastic, that you buy less resource, that you, really choose the sustainable route. And there are levels to this, guys. There's levels to this. There are there's different levels to this, for sure. There's levels to everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you could really see that 10 is 1, 11 is 2, 12 is 3, 13 is 4, 14 is 5, 15 is 6. And you could start to see that. You could really start to see the profound aspect of numerology. Then you could see other different things, which I posted in TikTok, where the 9 divvies up into 3 3s, or into 3, 6, 9 is 2 9s, and then 2 9s equal 18, and then 18 adds up to 9. So everything that's added up or subtracted or divided or multiplied by 9 also eventually goes back to 9. So this is showing you the chosen people, which is the 9 ether, but also it's showing you that the Eve gene, which is immaculate conception, it's melanin, the Eve gene. And this is a big thing too, is that you can impregnate yourself ultimately, which is based on the Eve gene. This is the stuff I talk all on TikTok about, and I do not want to over confuse it. I don't want people, I know people are going to have their own belief systems, but really be open-minded and contemplative on how could that happen? How could that happen right here, right now? Is that you have so much energy, that you've absorbed so much energy that you can impregnate the egg, that you would pierce the egg. So a lot of people say that the babies are actually not in the egg, that they're in the semen, I guess you could say. And so from there, you have to actually see that it's in the egg. When you look at a chicken egg, when you look at a multitude of eggs, if you incubate it, if you have a certain amount of energy or heat or energy, electricity that goes into that, then it would give it the power to what already grow. But it's actually in the woman. The child is in the woman. That's how immaculate conception happens. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. The thing about the semen is electricity. We are masculine. We are the solar beings. Women are the feminine beings. They are the lunar. They have menstrual cycles, which is 28 and a half days. Okay, the 28 and a half days is also aligned with the 28 and a half days that the moon goes around the earth. Okay, as well as how often and how frequent the moon changes in emotion. Emotion is fluid. Fluidity is also known as femininity. Okay, because women are fluid. They move like this. We move like boxes. Okay, we go like this. Okay, solar as well. Solar testosterone is governed by vitamin D. Vitamin D is ultimately it governs 1,000 hormones in the body. Okay, 1,000 hormones. Vitamin D ultimately operates and does different chemical, feedback loops and refeedback loops, all these different things. Okay, with this, so positive feedback loops, negative feedback loops. That's what I was saying. Now with the moon, it's the same thing, is that you have different cycles, and that is also the same cycles as the menstrual cycle, which is a 28 and a half day period. And this is the interconnection between masculinity and femininity, and that we are electrical beings. And so the semen is ultimately charged up with electricity, which is the sun. Solar panel. A solar panel absorbs the sun and makes electricity. So the sun is electricity. The observer and what is being observed is not separated or different in physics. We've already understood this. So that means that the solar panel, at least the sun is a solar panel. It could even be more than that, because then you could say that the sun is also these plants and everything else. I know this sounds crazy. But what I'm saying is that it might be too bright for us to see what's actually on the planet, because we might not have the eyes to see what's on the planet till we get there. And I know everybody might disagree with me, but all of these planets, every one of these planets have life on it. They're just in different vibrational frequencies that are outside of the spectrum of what you see on planet Earth or Mother Gaia in the 3 dimensions. Now, I don't want to overcomplicate this. This is 1 through 9, and this is a multitude of things. You could see how the Vesica Pisces, you could see how the nebulas of space are all based on 2s, which is the Vesica Pisces. Okay, you could even see the heart space is technically a Vesica Pisces. Okay, it's just a different frequency, a different sacred geometrical pattern. All of these different types of things, even the flower of life, the seed of life, all of these things. The seed of life ultimately is the 7 days of creation. The inner circle is the 7th day, which is made from the other 6 days intercorrelating and creating a new which is the 7th day, which is the rest. It automatically creates it, which is implying rest. Okay, you don't have to do anything. It's already on automatic. It's on automation. Okay, so that's why you can chill. You can rest. You can be like, wow, that is good. Wow, that is good. Okay, you have to start to think that we are made in his image. And what are a lot of things that we want to do? We want to delegate. We want to automate. We want to up level. Sometimes we want to see how powerful we are by doing other things. We want to see how powerful we are by going into these types of things. So start to see it from that way. There's a multitude of things in numbers. There's a multitude of things in planets, and specific universes operate on specific vibrations. So if you enter a certain universe, literally, I'm not even joking with you. If you enter a certain galaxy, that galaxy might operate on 5D. 5D time. If you enter into different types of portals, black holes and white holes, ultimately, you are going and parallel jumping, and you're doing it every day. You're doing it through your words, you're doing it through your actions, your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions. You're jumping parallel realities all of the time. Everywhere around you are. And it's based on your belief systems. Absolutely based on your belief systems. And the thing too is, really just to conclude this, is that start to see that as you get to like level 5, level 6, you're going to see obviously what you learned from level 1, but also know that you're going to have other challenges at level 5 and level 6. And that's telling you that you're at level 5 and level 6. That's really it. Okay, that's really it. So peace, much love, namaste. Everything is in the description below. I do courses on this stuff all the time, and I get more in depth than what I'm even doing on a lot of these videos. These are very like basic videos. I get into the very in-depth aspect where I get into the internal DNA, the Kabbalah, I get into Solomon, I get into a lot of biblical text, a lot of this type of stuff, guys. And so I want you to really see that this is a very powerful thing for you. Also, if you want to trade a 10K account, a 25K account, if you want to trade a 50K account, if you want to trade a 100K account, if you want to trade a 200K account, we ultimately do this, okay? And your average percentage, your average growth ratio is about 10 to 30% with the funded account. So if you're trading a 100K account, that is 10 to 30K per month, or every 45 days is what I like to say. Or a 200K account, you are making between 10 and 60K or 20 and 60K ultimately per month, or every 45 days, because I like to add that extra buffer period. And that is generally what you make per 45 days. I mean, do the math on that. That's tremendous wealth. A lot of people are making 30K a year. A lot of people are making 40K a year, and you can make that potentially in a month. So multiply that by 12. There's all of these different intercorrelations and building blocks of life that we can really cultivate. Peace, much love, namaste. Everything's below. Fill out one of those forms. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to work personally one-on-one with me, I do that as well.